Do you ever feel like you're living in a world that's just too loud, too fast, and too much? It's not that you can't be around people. You can be witty and funny in conversations and even shine in a crowd. But after it's all over, you feel like a soldier just back from battle. Your heart has run a marathon it didn't sign up for, completely drained. And when the world finally quiets down, your mind turns into a full-on IMAX theater, replaying every emotional trace from the day. And your body, it's like a sponge, packed with millions of tiny pores, absorbing every intention around you, both kind and cruel. That's why you notice things others don't. You read people too well. You catch every subtle shift in tone, every glance, every silence. So you become more cautious, more considerate. People say you're empathetic and tactful. But what they don't see is this. It's not just empathy. It's survival. You see the wounds people carry, even when they try to hide them. So you adjust, you accommodate, you soften your words, you read the room, you make others feel safe. But growing up, no one told you this. If you are not careful, you get lost in that instinct. You start to overthink, overfunction, and wonder if you are too sensitive. So you work even harder to be agreeable, meet every need, and avoid causing trouble. The more outgoing you are in the daylight, the more desperately you need to retreat at night. If you don't know how to care for yourself, you burn out fast. Sometimes it's not even the words people say, it's the vibe in the room. It's like being marinated in something you can't name. Even after you go home and shower again and again, you can still smell it. It becomes a vicious cycle, a loop of oversensing and overgiving. You let the world treat you in ways that never really suit you, and you never complain. You know their limits so well, you forget that you have limits too. And then one day, the emotions hit like a wave, sudden, strong, and impossible to shake off, while everyone else seems calm. And that's when the voices come.
Why do you take everything so seriously?
Come on, just calm down. Why are you so sensitive?
Or worse,
Stop crying. Be strong.
you find yourself speechless. What they say seems to make sense, but deep down, you know it doesn't. You want to explain, but you're too overwhelmed to find the words, too tangled inside to escape the tsunami-like silence, the stares from the world, like millions of spotlights on the stage, weigh heavy. You're being judged for something you can't even name until it starts to feel like you are the problem. In that moment, you wish for an invisibility cloak. If this all sounds familiar to you, you're not too much. You're just highly sensitive. The term highly sensitive person was introduced by psychologist Elaine and Aron in the 90s. No, it's not a mental disorder. It's a personality trait, like introversion or loving pineapple on pizza. Yes, I said what I said. But here's the problem. The world doesn't run on sensitivity. It runs on efficiency, rationality, and productivity. If you can't keep up, you're told to work harder. If you feel too much, you're told to grow a thicker skin. So naturally, there's this force that makes sensitive people feel suppressed and constrained. You begin to feel like your very existence is inconvenient, like you're causing trouble or you're fragile. You see what happens? The way this world operates leads highly sensitive people to either constantly clash with it or hide their true selves. You're endlessly bombarded with the question, why am I so sensitive? But here's the truth. Being highly sensitive is not the problem. The real issue lies in how we interact with the world. Let's first clarify. Why do you feel too sensitive? Being sensitive doesn't mean you break easily. It means you observe deeply. You're not overreacting, you're over-receiving. Highly sensitive people don't just feel more, they process more. You walked into a room and instantly feel the mood before anyone speaks. And that can be scary, since you are absorbing every single second. It's like you can't control all the sensors in your body while they just keep downloading everything from your surroundings. You replay conversations. You carry emotional residue. You feel responsible for everyone's mood. Why? Because you are wired for depth and meaning. You don't like to swim in the shallow end of life. You deep dive into meaning and connection, which sounds thoughtful and romantic until you realize your brain has never taken a vacation since you were born. When sensitivity becomes too much, let's be honest, sometimes you wish you could just turn it off, like just shut down the emotional Wi-Fi. Block the calls from your own nervous system. Because being highly sensitive in an insensitive world is like trying to listen to a whisper in a hurricane. And when people say things like,
Just let it go.
you want to scream. I would if I knew how. That's the thing. Nobody teaches us how to manage sensitivity. We're told to suppress it as if it's something negative, useless, and troublesome. We're expected to just get over it. But sensitivity is not a weakness. The reason it's seen as a weakness is only because of how the world responds to it. Sensitivity for highly sensitive people is a core part of who they are. The last thing they need to hear is, don't be too sensitive. What they need to learn is when to feel fully and when to stop. So, how do we turn it off? First of all, we don't turn off who we are. We retrain ourselves in how we respond to the world. Here's what helps. First, learn to pause. Just because you notice something doesn't mean you have to take it in. You can feel someone's pain without making it your own. You are a human being, not an emotional sponge. Next, the unplugging ritual. After a literal hustle and bustle day, retreat to your secret healing space. Not Netflix, not endless scrolling through social media. Well, don't get me wrong here. You can binge watch Criminal Minds if it brings you that yoga-like sense of peace. Then check in with yourself. Emotions are contagious, and when they start to spiral, they can eat you up. You should be no stranger to this if you are highly sensitive. Boundaries are not walls. They are the invisibility cloak you wish for. Finally, don't apologize for caring deeply. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's your access to connection and intuition. You see people, you hear what's not said. That is your superpower. What Elaine and Aron wrote in The Highly Sensitive Person speaks to my heart. Sensitivity is often the missing personality trait. It's missing from our daily conversations and from our awareness as a society. This missing knowledge matters. Stop seeing sensitivity as a flaw. Start seeing it as a gift. And if you learn how to use this gift, you can do incredible things. And she's right. Sensitivity is not something to fix or hide. You are not broken nor dramatic. You are certainly not weak. You're just wired differently, just like all of us. And yes, sometimes the world gets too loud, but the answer isn't to shut down. It's to tune in wisely. What do you think?